What's up guys? How you doing today? Welcome back to this YouTube channel. It's your guy Igor here, coming up at you live with a video about welfare. This video was requested by multiple subscribers in the comments below who were asking me about it, and probably you yourself know someone who was interested in this topic or might even consider it, because welfare has some famous reputation, especially in Eastern Europe, where I come from countries like Germany, where welfare is so good that there's so many people who come to Germany, sit on welfare, they don't have to go to work, and the government is giving them enough money to live there and not bother about anything. Now, in this video, I want to remove the doubts from those people who are born in Canada, who live here, who are thinking that immigrants are coming here to abuse the system. And it's also going to be an explanatory for immigrants who are planning to come to Canada, because welfare is not a really nice thing in Canada, and you are going to find out why at first place. Let's start with basics, guys. Welfare is a financial support for families, individuals who need it, who can't afford their basic expenses. It's a development program by the government, and it is dedicated from province to province. So every different province has their own system. So welfare is different depending on which province you live in, and the conditions also apply from those regulations. And it's made to support people who cannot pay for their basic needs. So what does it include? I'll tell you just basics. It's basic needs such as clothing, food, for example, childcare. In some portion they pay it out. Other expenses like unexpected emergencies, if you're running away from violence, for example, abusive husband and the lady goes to a shelter, those kind of expenses. So it's like basic expenses for everything, little by little. That's what welfare is all about. And how do you get welfare? Guys, this is important here. For example, if you're in Alberta, you have to be at least 18 years old. You have to be living and residing in Alberta. You have to have a legal status in Canada. You must be a permanent resident, citizen, or a refugee claimant on a refugee status to get yourself a welfare. Now, if you're not one of those, you're not going to get it. You have to also prove and go through eligibility criteria that you actually need the financial help. So if you have savings on your RRSP account for your retirement, a lot of money there, they're first going to make sure you drain that out, and then only you're going to get your welfare. If you have an expensive vehicle, you might not get welfare depending on its value, because they want to make sure you sell it, use that money to survive, and only then when you're totally out of money, they are going to give it to you. So don't think that Canada is going to give you money just like that. The welfare system here is made in such a way that you get something, and that something is about $627 per individual, or $1,250 for a family of 2 kids and 2 adults. A month. It's not a week, it's in a month. And I'm telling you right now, living in Canada, I know that you cannot live on $627 a month. It's nothing. And $1,250 for a family, it's also nothing. So basically how it works is they support you for working, they would pay off some of your expenses for your kids, for school, they would help you out get a job, but at the same time the system is built in such a way that if you make a buck somewhere else, they deduct it from your welfare, so you're not totally dependent on the system. So in this way, welfare system, it keeps you poor, but at the same time it keeps you away from getting a job. So if you're on the welfare, you start making money, they start deducting the welfare. And this is kind of a trap. Lots of people who are trapped on welfare, and it's really difficult for them to get out of it. You are really poor if you're on welfare in Canada. You cannot get it if you're illegally in Canada, as in like illegal immigrants, like Canadians believe. You do not get any more benefits than a Canadian citizen would get. And in fact, there are more and more restrictions for refugees who are sponsored by somebody. Then the sponsor is responsible for their expenses. So welfare in Canada, in one word, it just sucks. Literally, it sucks. It's not Germany. Forget about it. Forget about coming to Canada and living on welfare, because it's no use. It's no good. And yeah, like, you will feel miserable living in Canada if you're on welfare, because literally you cannot afford anything being on it. You will have to provide all your financial information. You'd have to prove that you don't have enough money to do anything. They would make you sign all the paperwork. They would check everything, dig into everything, find every penny that you have, make sure that you don't have anything, and then you might be eligible, approved, and get that welfare. And to be honest with you, as I said before, it's pretty much useless in Canada to have it. People who are living on it, they feel miserable, and it's like you cannot, literally, they are complaining that it's difficult to get out of it. You get coins of something, reimbursement for your children. Then I heard from people who are on welfare, they pay you off in some taxes in the end of the year. So government deducts that part of the taxes that was given to a mother for a child, because they got a welfare. So it's a screwed up system in such a way you cannot cheat the government that much. And of course there are people who are cheating the government, but it's illegal. There are people who are working cash jobs while they're receiving the welfare, and one way or another, one day they're going to get caught, and I don't know what kind of charges they might get. It might be a criminal charge, I don't know, but definitely it's going to be a lot of money, and government in Canada watches that thing really closely. So if you are thinking to come to Canada, get welfare and get settled, you're definitely not going to enjoy it. It's way easier to get a minimum wage job and live off that, even though even that is not enough. But welfare is just going to drain. The government is going to be watching you, and you're going to be getting pennies, paying for school, getting some portion of this kind of reimbursement depending on your situation or specific case. They are evaluating everything to make sure that they don't pay you too much. Like, it's not like they pay you and then they check if they overpaid you, which they will. Government doesn't really want to pay it, but they will pay it if it's necessary to support you. So you will not die on welfare, but it's a really bad system for welfare. And if it was good maybe like 10 years ago, I heard stories from people who got it 20 years ago, they were really happy with that system. Right now, welfare in Canada, I would say to you guys, it's there, but better stay away from it. It's really, there is no use for it. It's a bad system, how it works, and I really disagree with this kind of system, because it sucks, you're not rich with it, and government makes it in such a way discouraging people from getting actual jobs by deducting money from it. I think the system is set to fail. So for the welfare system here. So guys, I hope this video was helpful for you. I'm sorry to disappoint you with this video and saying these kind of things about Canada, but you come to Canada, you will have to work your butt off to get a good life, or welfare is not good. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If this video was helpful for you, make sure to smash the like button. It's the best sign of appreciation for this hard work and the information. I had to do some research as well. I don't know many people who used it, and especially right now. I only spoke to a couple of people who used it 20 years ago when they came to Canada. No one wants it right now. Guys, we'll see you in next video. Subscribe, like, and comment. Have a good one, guys.